So how does this pending request plugin works? Here in database, and let's go to accounts table. We already have an email, an account, joe@joe.com with password Joe. And here, if you log in here, joe@joe.com, password Joe, click sign in, now never. So hi admin is the type in here in the database. So no pending request yet because we haven't gone any activities yet. So let's click logout. So we click logout, it will not go back to home the PHP anymore because we log out already. It will just redirect us again to login the PHP. So let's try to create an account. Let's name it just name it with my friend named Jeremy and Ruta. So Jeremy Ruta at yeah. So the password will be Jeremy. So click sign up. As you can see, your account request is now pending for approval. Please wait for confirmation. Thank you. Okay, so let's go back to login page. Let's try to log in Jeremy Rota. So let's see if it's already registered. Wrong login details. Therefore, the account has not been registered yet because it's not been accepted yet by the admin. So let's log in the admin, which is Joe. Now here, as you can see, jeremyrota@tisda.com would like to request an account. So it's either we will going to reject this or we're going to accept this. So for this time, let's accept this. Right, let's click accept, and now account has been accepted. If we go back, no pending request because we already have accepted the request. Okay, so let's try to log this out. Now let's open jeremyrota@tisda.com. Let's see the password. Jeremy, sign in. So as you can see, he's a user and no pending request, and he is already registered. And now let's try to create a new account. For this time, let's going to reject this. Let's name it John Sabihan at rg.com. Yeah, here password will be John to make it short. Sign up. So your account request is now pending for approval. Then click OK. So let's go back to the login page and let's try to sign in joe@joe.com. So sign in. As you can see, Sabihon would like to request an account. So accept or reject. So in this case, we're going to reject this request. Let's see what will happen. So click reject, and now account has been rejected. So go back, no pending request. So log out. If we try to log in, John Sabihan, let's try it. John Sabihan at rg.com. Password John, wrong login details because this account is not been registered because it's been rejected by the admin. So let's try to see in the database. As you can see, only Jeremy Rota and Joe Labajo are the accounts. Here the request, and it's been deleted. So to start, let's open XAMPP control panel. So let's start in Apache server and MySql module. So here, start MySql module. Now let's wait for it to load to make it green. Alright, that's great. Now close this. Now let's open your browser. So you can open whatever browser. As for me, I'm gonna have Google Chrome. So now let's go to getbootstrap.com. We're gonna get some template there because I'm not really good at front end. So go ahead and get Bootstrap. You can actually use your website or whatsoever for this one, but for me, I'm gonna use Bootstrap. Now I have this sign in template, so just right click, view page source. As you can see, copy this one and open your code editor. For my code editor, I'm using brackets.io, but you can actually use whatever you want, Notepad or Notepad++ or whatsoever. And now paste your thing. Wait, that's gonna wait for this to load. So now go to file and open a folder. So here, opening a folder, so go to your XAMPP htdocs. To be specific, XAMPP or .xc XAMPP htdocs. So now here, make a new folder. Name it whatever you want, but for me, I'm gonna name it pending requests. Wait, pending. No, no, no. Pending request system. Oh, sorry. Pending request system. Yeah, that's it. Now, click the folder. Click this. Oh, wait. Now, select the folder. Now, everything you work in this brackets will be automatically saved in pending request. Now, new file. Let's paste this. And let's name this as login. I know. Yeah, login. Login.php. So, click save. So here, now let's renovate the site. Let's change this tags, CSS tags, to Bootstrap. So let's go to home and scroll down a little bit. So CSS here. Copy the CSS and replace it here. And put it in the head tag. Paste, and here we go. Now erase the other one that are not necessary. And also this favicon thing. Next, click save. And now let's copy the script. Script also are essential. So copy the script and now put it inside your body in the lowermost part. So here, and let's have an indentation. So great, perfect. So let's save this, and now let's go ahead and go to your localhost slash pending request system. So that's the name of my project, the folder in htdocs. So here we can see login.php. Let's click this. As you can see, you already have imported the Bootstrap. But now I'm gonna make a container here to make it really so responsive and so neat to see. So container, div container, and close this container to the end of the form. So click save. Oh no, wait, we have an indentation, and perfect. So save and let's refresh. And I guess it's great. So now let's get rid of this remember meeting below. So here, that one. So let's just erase this one. So erase this div. Okay, now deleted. So as you can see, it's gone. The next one, I'm gonna create a link here. Let's replace this a link to the sign up page. So we're gonna have a sign up page. So create an account here. I don't know. Make this a tag. Okay, then save. Now let's go to href and sign up.php. So yeah, click save and let's see. Let's refresh. As you can see, create an account. If you click that one, object not found, because we still don't have a sign up.php. So let's create one here. So now just copy everything in here and go to new and paste everything, and let's renovate this as sign up.php. So save as sign up.php, and now let's erase this one and change to sign up. Yeah, and then refresh. As you can see, please sign up and sign up.php. Next one, let's erase these things. Just copy this one, copy, and then yeah, here, put it here and here. So let's change this to first name, and let's paste another one and put this as last name. Oh, perfect. So oh wait, I still don't have to placeholder. Change also the placeholder. Let's change this as first name, and then other for this one is last name. So let's refresh. And next, let's need to, what else should we do? Here, this thing, we need to change this button. Let's change this to sign up. Also change this one to go back to login page, and now as you can see, and also this href, change this to login.php. Now refresh. Let's see what happened. and you can see now, go back to Logon Page. So here, that's it. So now what we're going to do is to, let's just go to examples and click this album template. So here we're gonna use this, go right click and view page source, so right here, and copy all this stuff. Just Control A for select all, and then Control B for copy. So create a new file and paste it here, and let's save this as home.php. so this one will serve as our home page for our pending request system. So now let's find something like wait, let's delete this one, we're not gonna needing this. So go to home.php, let's see what is happening. Oops, Steam. So now go to home and let's copy this CSS file, CSS link, and paste it to our head tag here, and like this, and erase this unnecessary CSS link and also this favicon. And now scroll down and let's replace this scripts here to new one. So let's get rid of this one, erase and paste. Now I guess that's it. Let's refresh. As you can see, it's now changing to something awesome. So let's erase unnecessary elements, the footer below, and also let's change these elements here. Let's see. Alright, also this one, I don't like this button, so erase this button and refresh, and you can see the button is now gone. And now also change the here, erase this one, save. There's no icon anymore. So next one, change this to what should I change? Hi admin. Yeah, this serves as our greetings for our homepage. Refresh, and yeah, you can see it now. Name of the requestee. So here below, let's change this to something as saying a message, like his message here. Oh no. Hi, I would like to join your website. Please accept my request. Okay, that's it. So as you can see, here is the name of the requestee, and then it's the H1. Let's change this to Jendo, and below is the message of him saying that he would like to join the website. Now let's change these two buttons to accept and reject. We're gonna add functions later. So here, that's it. Now what else should I do? Let's make a div class pull right here. So this div serves as, let's change this a tags to button. So let's change this to button because button makes a function here. So change this to logout. So here, and I want to make this red, so let's change the primary to danger. This is for the basic bootstrap. Here, as you can see, it's now red. So let's have a temporary link as login.php. So click logout, and wait, what happened? Alright, let's change this to a tag. I'm sorry. So refresh and logout. So as you can see, now what we're going to do here in the login.php, we'll make a function. Let's make a function. So localhost /phpMyAdmin. First, go to your database and go ahead and make a new database. As for me, I'm gonna name it pending request system. Pending request system. Alright. So change the collation to UTF-8 general CI right here and create. So now it's processing, and now the database has been created. So now create a table named users. no, accounts, because we're gonna have multiple accounts. So now for the first field, let's have an ID. Next one will be the first name of the account, the last name, and then the email. So let's add 3 columns. Next one would be the type, what type of account he is. It's either admin or a user. So let's change this to int, and let's check auto increment. So auto increment will be automatically be a primary key. So let's change the other things to text, also the email, and also the type as text. And let's gonna have a new field for password. Same with the other one, make it text. And I guess that's it. So let's save. So as you can see, the table has been created now in named accounts. So now let's create another table for the requests. This table will handle the requests from the requestee for those accounts that will be requesting for a new account in the website. So let's have ID, first name, email, last name, and wait, let's gonna have a date, password, and lastly is the message, and of course last is the date. Alright, so let's change the date to date time. Or is it not here? Let's change the first name to text, and as well as the last name, email, and the password, and also the message. Let's make it auto increment, go primary key. So now let's save this. Alright, we have now a request table. Now let's make a function. Let's make this form functionable. Make a method post, and let's insert something here in PHP. Let's make the names for the input types. So here let's have name, email. Next one, name, password for the input password field. So next one, for the button, let's name it as sign in. Right, that's it. So next one, I guess that's it. So let's make a function now. Here, PHP opening tag and then a closing tag. Let's make an if. So if is set post sign in. So if the button sign in will be clicked, a function will occur or happen. Alright, so let's create the function. So the password, let's make a variable that will hold the data of the input type password, and also for the email. And now let's just save this for a while, and let's make a new file for the functions. This file will hold the functions of our pending request system. So let's name the functions.php, and now let's make a, so what you call this, let's define a constant. Variables are the variables that cannot be changed. So let's first name this dbinfo. This constant variable will hold the information of the database, the host name, and also the database name. So the name of the database is pending request system, and the host is localhost. And now let's define the db user. It means the user of the database. As for now, it's default as root, and the password is none, so just leave the password blank. And now let's create our function. First function is perform query. This function will have a parameter of query. This will hold the query parameter to perform something to happen in the database. So this function will manipulate something in the database. Either you will delete or add or whatsoever things you want. So let's have first con equals new PDO, and let's put the constant variables here, the dbinfo, dbuser, and dbpass. And now let's create a new variable named stmt. So this stmt variable will hold the prepared connection to the database. and so that it will perform something in the database. So now if the stmt execute, once this stmt variable will be executed, it will return true, else it's false. So let's save this, and now let's make a new function. This function will fetch the data from the database. So this will bring the data to our PHP files from the database. So the same parameter is the query. So with the same also connection, con variable with new PDO. So by the way, I'm not using MySql because MySql is way hard, and I guess PDO is more easier, and I mean it's easier. Yeah. So stmt return stmt fetch all. So this will fetch whatever data that is in the query parameter. So now let's go ahead and go to our login page, and let's create a function in this once the button sign in will be clicked. So let's make a query. Let's select all from accounts, users. Yeah. So here this query will select all the data from the users. So let's for each this one, because the data from the fetch all from the database is array, so we're gonna use for each loop. For each loop is used for arrays. And now let's have this for each fetch all. So first, I forgot to include the functions.php. Don't you ever forget to include the functions.php at the top of your PHP files. So include include functions.php. So now also I want to start the session, because we're going to need the session for this one. So yeah, we need session for the login thingy. So that's it. Now let's make a function here. If yeah, I forgot to put as row here. So now if row email equals email, therefore if the email that the user input in the input type text with the name email is true, and also the password is found in the database, therefore it will redirect this thing to the home page, to the home.php. So let's put a session login true. So therefore if it's true, if the email is correct and the password is correct, the session login will be true and it will go to the home page. If not, if the details are wrong, so it will trigger as JavaScript alert wrong. Let's type in here let's type in here wrong login details. So right, that's it. So I guess that's it. So let's add another if for catching the error. So if fetch all, if count fetch all query is greater than 0, so the for each will be triggered. Actually, this if statement is not really necessary. This is just for error catching. So if you don't want a bug or something, you just need this if statement. So let's make an else for this one. If else, let's put in here a JavaScript. Let's trigger a JavaScript, but let's change the alert to something like error. So yeah, I guess that's it. So this is to catch unknown errors. So yeah, that's it. So now let's change this to select all from accounts, because I forgot it's not users table, it's accounts. So sign in. As you can see, it's error. Go to accounts and browse. Error because we still don't have data in the database. So let's go ahead and make a data. Let's have first name Joe, last name will be Labajo, and then the email joe@joe.com. The type is admin, so I'm the admin of the page, so let's have a password with Joe. So go, and it's loading. So here it's the row inserted, so let's try to log in, joe@joe.com, and sign in. So as you can see, I've been redirected to the home page. So now let's have this create account. Let's have this sign up .php work. So go ahead at the top, copy the top here. Alright, so from the login page, login.php, the session start, and also the include functions.php. So now let's make this form method active, form method post. So now let's change these things. Change the type to text. The thing in here is that to make your HTML interactive to the PHP files. So let's make a name just like what we did in the login page before. So name, last name, and here name, email. Right, that's it. So for the input type, let's name it password. For the password field. So for the button, let's name it sign up. So let's create now the PHP function. Let's have a PHP opening tag and a closing. And so if the button is clicked, so this will trigger an event. So let's have this if is set sign up first name equals, so this first name variable will hold the first name data function from the text field first name. The last name will go as the same. So let's go ahead and type these things out. So for the password, let's just put this password. So the email for the email, and lastly the query. So for the query, we're gonna have this, go to your insert, to your database, and just go ahead and preview SQL. This will trigger a modal that will have this one. So it's a built-in something that will right here. It will insert, this query will insert values, data from the PHP file from the display page or the browser to the database. So let's go ahead and fill this in. For the date, I just put in current timestamp because this will insert the current time of the data. The current time of the user in his time. Does it make sense? I don't know, but let's just put the message, last name, first name, would like to request an account. So for the message, let's put here the message. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Let's save this and let's close that one. Let's go to functions, and now we're going to perform a query. Therefore, in signup.php, we'll have a if perform query. If the query will be successfully performed inside the database, it means if the data that has been inserted by the user in the signup.php will be successfully inserted in the database, this script will be triggered. The JavaScript script will be triggered. Your account request is now pending for approval. Please wait for confirmation. Thank you. So I guess that's it. Else, if there are unknown error occurred, let's just trigger an JavaScript event, alert unknown error occurred. So here semicolon and that one. So let's go browse, and as you can see, there are still no data yet. So let's try to see if, oh wait, there's an error. I forgot the, alright, that's okay. So filled in the thing, JJ Labajo and Jojo Labajo Jr. So sign up. As you can see, it's successfully inserted in the database. Your account request is now pending for approval. Oh wait, there's an error still. Let's debug this one. Undefined variable password. Let's trace the bug. Where is it? It's right. Oh, here. Yeah, the password has already as all. Alright, let's change the S. So you can see the password has not been inserted because the password here has only one S. Let's just delete and try the new one. So let's fill this in. JJ, last name Labajo, email address joe@gmail.com. So password Joe. Let's sign up. As you can see, your account request not pending for approval. So yeah, now here it's successfully inserted in the database. So the password is Joe and the message is something like this. So date is also inserted for the current time. So now let's go ahead and go to your login page and try to log in the one. As you can see, what we're going to do is we're gonna just go ahead and grab the PHP thing above the sign up.php and just paste this to home.php. So here, now we'll edit something here. Yeah, just change this to pending requests system in PHP and MySql. Save this to title, and I guess we'll not gonna need this part, so let's delete this row, this div, so delete. And now I guess I'm not gonna needing this too, so delete. And also I guess this one, yeah, let's just delete this one too. So delete and save. So let's refresh, and as you can see, there's nothing to do with that one. So let's change this admin to it's gonna have here in PHP. Let's make a session data, session variable. Let's make a session variable name type. So this will hold the type field of the database. For example, here, let's just echo it here, PHP tag echo session type. So something like this. So fill like this out and type in joe@joe.com, then Joe, send in. So as you can see, it's user because it's a type of the data inside the database. So how about if we change this to user? Go to accounts. Let's wait for a moment. So here, let's change the type to user. If we save this and let's refresh, let's log out and joe@joe.com and type in Joe. As you can see, it's been changing because it's in the database. We retrieve something from the database. So now let's change this to admin because we're gonna keep Joe as admin so that he can accept and reject accounts. So let's type in here. So as you can see, it's already admin. And now what we're going to do now is go ahead and change this Jando to the people. Oh wait, let's go ahead and change this button, href, no, and let's put a name, lag out here, and let's make a form so that this button will be functional. So form post, just delete this end tag and just paste it here, and as you can see, it's here. So now we're gonna make a function in the lag out button. So let's make a PHP tag in here. Let's insert if is set lag out post lag out. Lag out, it means if the button lag out will be triggered, it will make a function in here. So let's make a function in here. Let's put session destroy. So this function will destroy the current session of the browser. So it will lag the thing out. So in here we're gonna also insert something. If session here, oh wait, I forgot the $sign, underscore session, if the session login is true, location. Oh wait, I mean header side here is location login.php. So here, slug this out. Let's try it up. So let's type in here. Oh yeah. So session destroy, I guess it's functional. So let's go to home.php. As you can see, it will not go to home.php through the URL because we have updated it to something. So now the logout button is now working. It's just putting session destroy. So let's also put a header location home.php. So show.com right here. You can see it's automatically be redirected to login.php. So now we're gonna change here. It's gonna make this accept and reject button work. So let's make a function here. I guess it's fine already. So let's just copy this one and paste. As you can see, it's just like that. There are so many. Now let's also have a page pin here to end our statement. So now let's go ahead and copy this one. Let's just copy this one, I guess. So let's try right now. So now let's make a variable query. So wait, here, select all from requests here. So we're gonna grab the things in here from requests to our PHP file to display it. So for each, so we're gonna use for each because our query is returning a array function, array data, I mean. So let's fetch all query. So put the parameter as query. Now let's count this here. So now if the count is greater than 0, the for each thing will trigger. So for each, let's have this, and alright, let's put this inside the for each. Erase the one. So let's close the PHP and open another one, and let's put this inside the for each. So let's have the indentation to make it neater and clean. Now let's go ahead and call the function fetch all with a parameter query as, let's put this for not forget the as row. So now inside here we're gonna echo, oh wait, let's put an else first. So else echo no pending requests. Alright, so therefore if there are no data inside the database, the no pending requests will be displayed there. So now let's echo the row name, I mean email. Let's just put here the email, row email. Then copy this one and I want to paste it here. So I want to paste here the message, row message. And now here for the button, let's gonna erase, change something. What else should we do? Alright, let's put here the date of the thing, of when the request has been made. So let's row date here, let's refresh. There's an error, line 69. Let's debug this one. Oh yeah, I forgot the semicolon. So here put a semicolon and then refresh. As you can see, surgeonlabajunior@gmail.com.
would like to request an account, accept or reject, and also the date is shown here below from here. So let's go to request table in the database. As you can see, everything is so accurate, and also the message, it's so awesome. So now let's make this also the email, and then here also the date. Yeah, here. So now let's make this accept and reject button work. So how are we going to do that? In order to do that, let's go ahead and change this href to wait. Let's change this button to a tag. So let's change this to no, accept that PHP with an ID. Let's echo here the ID. So in here, what we are doing is we are displaying the ID in the URL, using the get request function. So let's echo the row the row ID in here. So save, and now copy this one, just paste it here. So you can have here reject.php ID is equal to, let's just copy this one because it's just the same, paste, and it's fine. Now let's save this. This accept button will accept the thing, and go to accept.php and it will accept the thing, but we still don't have the accept.php and reject.php. So let's create a new file. This one is for the accept.php. Save, type in here accept.php, save, and now make another file and name it as reject.php. So reject.php, save. So now let's create a function inside the accept.php. What we are going to do now is that we're gonna make this accept. So we're gonna insert it to the database if the thing is accepted. So echo this will accept the thing. So here, as you can see, accept.php ID is equal to 2. So now let's get the ID from the URL. So let's make an ID variable to get the request in the URL. So to get the ID in the URL, just call the get method ID. So now let's have a query first. Let's have a query to make the query accurate. So let's accept the thing. Oops.
Wow.
So now let's create a query here. Select all from requests where ID is equal to the ID. Just put in here the variable ID from that one that we get from the URL. So here, saved. And now what we're going to do is that we'll make an if statement. If this statement, for each, because we are going to have a fetch all. So we're going to use for each because the fetch all method is getting a data that is array from the database. So for each fetch all query as row. So here let's wait, what should we put in? put a query. I don't know, second query. Oh wait, let's just name it query. So this query is another new query that will be triggered after the for each statement has been made. So let's go to your accounts in database, go insert, and go here below and click this preview SQL. Alright, just copy this code here, this SQL code, and paste it in the query. So let's go ahead and fill these things in. So the ID, just leave it null. For the first name, we're gonna have a row. Wait, it's wrong. First name equals row, of course, with the index first name, and then the last name, row with the index last name, and the email, row with the index email. So save, and also I guess with the password thing. So here, let's have this here, a password equals row password. Alright, perfect. So let's fill this in the query. Here, the first one is the first name. The second one is the last name, and the third one is the email, and the next one is the type. The type is just say this as user. So the lastly is the password. So I guess that's the query. Now let's make a error holder. So this if will hold an error if the fetch thing is not equal to not greater than 0. So if it is greater than 0, the for each will be triggered. So copy, paste, and let's have an indentation here. So paste and save, and let's just make an else. Let's echo here error, unknown error occurred, I guess. So error, just type in here error occurred, like that, and I guess that's it. So now let's make another query. Oh no, if wait, still thinking. So let's make another query in here. This query will concatenate. It means that it will add up the first query variable to the second one. So in accounts, we're gonna have to delete this, but just don't delete this, just copy the query, delete from request where ID is like that. So paste it here, so it will be deleted from the request table. So just change this to ID. Wait, no, let's put it inside like this. So here, ID. So now delete from request where request ID is like that, just like that. So now if perform query with the parameter query is true, echo account has been accepted, period. So semicolon, let's put an else statement. So if there's something wrong that happened, just echo unknown error occurred. So please try again later. I know, just please try again. Next one, I guess that's it. That's for everything. Oh wait, copy this one, put in reject. So in reject.php, it's just simple, just put it like that. And also of course just copy this thing, this thing, because so that the URL will get the ID here. So saved. Now let's change the query, let's delete the concatenate, and I guess that's perfect, so just change this to rejected tooldoc, period. So save, and then let's see if the thing is working. So let's refresh and let's click accept. Oh, oops, there's an error on line 21. So let's go to functions.php. The accept.php. Oh yeah, I forgot the semicolon. Thank you. So let's go back and refresh. Let's accept. Unknown code error fetch all thrown by line 5. So line 5, what's happening? Wait. Unknown error code on line 5. Yeah, I forgot the functions.php. So you guys don't forget to include the functions.php because it's really important. He is not recognizing the fetch all function because the functions.php is not been included in the thing. So let's also make a tag in here. So let's back and then href, put href as the home.php. So just copy this thing and put it also in the accept.php. Save. And now what we're going to do is, I guess it's fun already, so let's try it again. Refresh and refresh. So accept, account has been accepted. That's great. So let's check our database. Let's go to request. As you can see from request, it's been deleted. And let's go to accounts, and as you can see, it's been added to the accounts because the thing is already accepted. So now let's go back and try another one. Let's reject the one, go log out, and let's I guess open the thing that we've created. Here, that email, jojo@gmail.com. So as you can see, it's a user, it has now an account because it's been accepted. So let's create a new account. Let's name it Irene Avaro, at irene.com. So password is Irene. Sign up. Your account is now pending for approval. So let's go to login page and try to plug in the joe.joe.com thingy. So what we're going to do is we'll reject Irene for now, for good. So reject. As you can see, account has been rejected. Go back, and if you can see here, Irene is not been added in the accounts table because it's been rejected, and also it's been deleted inside the request table. So yeah, I guess that's it, guys. So I hope you learned something. So bye bye.